Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Darwish bin Ahmed Nazri, IS a leader from Group 2 Lab Environmental Engineering. First of all, I would like to thank to our lovely lecturer Puan Nurul Hudai binti Allah for guide us to do this assessment video until the due date. The main topic of our video is lab equipment. Before that, I would like to introduce my team members, which is me, Darwish bin Ahmad Nazri, which is AA201151, will explain about the total solid determination TSD. Second, we have Justin Koktekiwan, AA201160, will introduce about biochemical oxygen demand, BOD, and chemical oxygen demand, COD. Third, we have Ilham Adam bin Irwan, AA200990, will explain about the Chatas experiment. And lastly, we have Farisha Ervina binti Razulan, AA200206, will explain about the total bacteria count. Our group would like to apologize if there is deficiency in our video and lack of lab equipment. I hope all of you enjoy to watch our video. Okay, first in TSD, which is we have 5 equipments in total solid determination. First, we have analytical balance. Number 2, we have desiccator. Number 3, we have drying oven. Number 4, we have a filtration apparatus. And lastly, we have muffle furnace. Okay, first, I will explain about the analytical balance and the function. Okay, first, function of analytical balance is to measure small mass in the sub-milligram range, such as filter paper and evaporating dish. Step 1. Turn on the switch of analytical balance. Second step, clean inside analytical balance using towel or tissue. Step 3. Then click there for setting the zero reading. Step 4. After finish using the analytical balance, please switch off the analytical balance. Okay, now the desiccator. The function of the desiccator is to absorb water vapor from reactants that are hygroscopic. Okay, first, push slowly the desiccator lid with carefully. Okay, step 2. Close the desiccator by push the edge of desiccator lid. Okay. Next, I will explain about the drying oven. The function of drying oven is to use for drying and heating processes while providing temperature control and safety. First, to use the drying oven, first we must switch on the drying oven on the top. Okay, second, make sure the drying oven at the temperature the range of 103 degrees Celsius until 105 degrees Celsius. Okay, number 3, the step 3 is open the oven, follow counterclockwise. And lastly, then after open the drying oven, then close the drying oven, follow the clockwise. Okay. Next, filtration apparatus. The function of filtration apparatus is to use to isolate the product of synthesis of a reaction when the product is a solid in suspension. Okay, the step first is prepare the buncher flux. Place the rubber band on the flux. Okay, second, place the filter paper on the porous plate. Make sure it is center. Then, place the buncher funnel. Okay, step 3. Clamp the buncher funnel and porous plate. Step 4. Connect the rubber tubbing from pump to the buncher flux. Okay, lastly, switch on the vacuum pump and switch off after using. Okay, lastly, I will explain about the muffle furnace. Okay, first, the function of muffle furnace is to test the characteristics of materials at extremely high and accurate temperatures. Step 1. Switch on the muffle furnace at temperature 500 degrees Celsius plus minus 50 degrees Celsius. Okay, second step. Open carefully the muffle furnace. Then, place the sample into the muffle furnace using fireplace tongs. Step 3. Close the muffle furnace carefully. Then switch off after use. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Justin, and now I will continue our group presentation. I will show you the equipment we use in BOD and COD. So first is the BOD. BOD is also known as biochemical oxygen demand. The equipment we use is the BOD bottle, pH meter, DO meter, and also incubator. So before we go to the equipment, I will show you the two main material we use in the experiment, which is distilled water and the ionized water. I'm pretty sure that some of them may be confused. What is distilled water and what is the ionized water? So in the slide, we can see the white color tank is distilled water. Distilled water is water that has been boiled so that it evaporates and then recondenses. And distilled water leaving most impurity behind. And beside that, the machine with some blue color that will produce deionized water. Deionized water is water that has been treated to remove all ions, typically. That means all the dissolved minerals and salts. And then is the BOD bottle. BOD bottle is normally designed with a special flat mouth and a stopper which can form water seal to prevent the air from the outside of the bottle coming in. As we can see in the slide, So the stopper will also reduce the evaporation during the incubation. So the design of BOD bottle is to make sure the DO reading is accurate. When we're using the BOD bottle, there has some precaution we have to do. So first, pour the water into the BOD bottle slowly and carefully by pouring them through the BOD bottle's edge. And next one is, if there are any air bubbles inside, knock the BOD. You can using the bottle stopper and then close the BOD bottle using the bottle stopper. The video here will show you how we pour the water into the BOD bottle using the edge of BOD bottle. Next is DO meter and the pH meter. So both meter using the same device but different props. DO meter is in black color as we can see in the slide, and the next one is the pH probe. So DO meter is to use to measure the DO value of the water sample, and pH meter is used to measure the pH value of the water sample. DO meter, when we use the DO probes, the screen will show you two values, which is the DO reading at the above site and the pH value at the below site, as we can see in the slide. And when we use pH probe, it will only show the pH value of the water sample. So how to use DO meter and pH meter? The video will show you how to use the pH meter and the DO meter, both meter using the same steps, but DO probes, no need to open the cover. First, switch on the pH meter. Open the cap of the pH probe. Put the pH probe into the water sample and stir. Press the read button and record the reading when the reading is stable. Last but not least is the incubator of BOD. Incubator of BOD is different from the incubator of total bacteria. So we can see that the temperature used in the incubator of BOD is 20 degrees Celsius. So why we use 20 degrees Celsius? 20 degrees Celsius is a standard temperature to provide an environment where the microorganism resemble the original water resources to promote the growth of the microorganism. Besides, it also provides a dark environment to prevent the process of photosynthesis of algae in the water in order to get the accurate DO reading. And then we come to COD. So what is COD? COD is chemical oxygen demand. The equipment we use is the HDR6000 reactor, HDRB 200 reactor, COD vials, and COD vials rack. The first I will show you is the COD digestion vials. There are 4 range for the vials to choose, which is the high range plus, high range, low range, or ultra low range. The higher the range, the more polluted water sample is used. So in our experiment, we use low range, which is about 3 to 150 mg per L COD. What is inside the COD vials? So potassium dichromate is used in the COD vial with some addition of sulfuric acid. So when we use the COD vials, make sure you wear the gloves. Besides, you must ensure that you use the vial at a suitable range to get the COD reading. Then I will show you how we insert the water sample into the COD vials. First, open the protected lid carefully. Hold the vials at the 45-degree angle when adding the water sample using pipette. So make sure it is 45-degree angle to prevent leakage of the chemical substance. After you add the water sample, close the protected lid and invert gently to make sure homogeneous. And the next equipment is COD vials rack. It's used to put a COD vial. Then is the HDRB200 reactor. It is used to heat the sample at 150 degrees Celsius. The next video will show you how to use the DRB200 reactor. First, switch on the DRB200 reactor. Click Start button for preheat. When the temperature is 150 Celsius, open the protected lid and put the vials in it. Close the protected lid and click Start button to start heating. When the vials is heated for 2 hours, open the protected lid and take out the vials. Close the protected lid and switch off the DRB200 reactor. The last one is HDR6000 reactor. It is used to determine the COD value of the water sample. And then I will show you how to use the DR6000 reactor. First, switch on the DR6000 reactor. After the self-check loading, click Store Program. And then choose the range we use in the experiment. So we use low range, we choose COD LR and click Start. Clean the outside of the vial. And then open the protected lid and insert the blank vials into the 16mm cell holder. And then click 0 until the 0 display on the screen. Open the protected lid and take out the blank vials. Repeat the step using the sample vials and then click Read. The COD value will display in mg/L. Last, switch off the DR6000 after using. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Ilham Adab. I will talk about the equipment in the jar test experiment. Sorry. Okay. First the equipment we see that in the screen we have to use the jar test, pH meter, meter, and the pipette. Okay. And the first is a jar test. What's the function we use in jar tester to find out the appearance type of polyfill and get the right and efficient dose. Okay, we have to say this is the jar test in the picture. Okay, I will show you guys the video how to use the jar tester. Okay, first of all, we have to turn on the switch and then press the button on, press the button light, and we have to drop the stay, the seat stay, and so we can see that the stay have the drop. Okay, and we have to set time at 30 minutes. Okay, we have to set time and set speed at 60 or 80 RPM. We can see that the stay have the move. Okay. And when the last way we have to set speed at 0 because we have to stop the stay and we have to raise the steering. Okay. And we have to press off the button light and the power and the turn off the switch. Okay. Okay. And the next is pH meter. The function is to measure the pH value of the water. This is the pH meter. This is pH meter. Okay, let's see the video. First, turn on the switch. Sorry. First turn on the switch, press the button on at the back and stay and wait the result reading. You have to wait until maybe it's 3 or 5 minutes and press off the button before the use. Sorry. And turn stay the wait and the result reading. Press off the button and turn off the switch. Okay. And the third is to be determinator. What we use to determinator is to in the liquid. Usually case the biosolids including microscopic particles such as microorganisms in the liquid, dissolved solid and others. Okay. Let's see the video. First we have to turn on the switch, press the button on, rinse the beaker before we open in it, wipe and insert the beaker in the turbidimeter and press the read button. When we press button, we can see the reading temperature, reading the and take out the beaker and close the potato lid and press the button off and turn off the switch. Okay, it's okay. Sorry, and the last one is the pipette. To help move fluid from one container to another in very small amount, drop by drop. Okay, how to use fill the pipette. How to use the pipette? First, we have to fill the pipette. And remove the pipette in the beaker, in the different beaker. And that's all, just the pipette. And thank you for me.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. I'm Farisha Elvina bint Razulan with matrix number AA200206. So, I'm going to present about how to use the equipment in total bacteria count experiment. So, let's begin. Okay, these are the equipments that we use in total bacteria count experiment. Firstly, we have digital hot plate and magnetic stirrer, mechanical pipettes, laminar flow, incubator, and digital colony counter. So for the first equipment is digital hot plate and magnetic stirrer. So this equipment is used to keep liquids circulating as they are heated for a faster, more even reaction. So how to use this equipment? Okay, firstly, switch on the main power supply. Put the beaker on the hot plate carefully. Adjust the hot plate temperature. And next, put the magnetic bar into the beaker so that the magnetic bar will keep stirring the solution in the beaker. And when your solution is done, turn off the hot plate and remove the beaker from the hot plate carefully because the solution in the hot plate is hot. And lastly, use magnetic stirring bar retriever to remove the magnetic bar from the beaker. So to make you guys even clearer about how to use this equipment, let me show you the video. This step. that's all for digital hot plate and magnetic stirrer. Let's proceed with the next equipment, which is mechanical pipettes. So, mechanical pipettes is used to pipetting moderate number of samples accurately and easily. For the first step, you need to adjust the pipettes to 100 by turning the adjuster at the back of pipettes. If you wonder what is the adjuster, after this I will show you in the video. So for the next step is put the pipettes into the solution and push the button once. And lastly, push the button once again to release 0.1 milliliter of water. So I will show you the video. And okay, this is the adjuster. Turn the adjuster, push the button, and push again so that the pipettes will release the water. Okay, so let's proceed with the next equipment. Okay, this is laminar flow. Laminar flow is used to create starch-free bacterial air environment so that there is no other bacteria in the petri dish. For the first step, you need to switch on the main supply. Press the button that have been shown in the video to open the sliding glass. Clean the laminar flow hood using an ethanol. Next, turn on the UV light for a few minutes. And after the UV light switch off, turn on the blower for 3 minutes and the laminar flow is ready to use. So this is the video so that you guys will clear about how to use this equipment. Okay, so that's all for laminar flow. Next equipment, which is incubator. Incubator is a device used to grow and maintain microbiological cultures or cell cultures. The incubator maintains optimal temperature, humidity, and other conditions, such as CO2 and oxygen content of the atmosphere inside. So, first step to use incubator is you need to switch on the microbiological incubator. Set the incubator's temperature to 37 degrees Celsius. And when the incubator's temperature already at 37 degrees Celsius, put all of the petri dish inside it and leave the petri dish for 24 hours. So that's all for incubator. Let's proceed with the last equipment. Okay. This is the last equipment, which is digital colony counter. So, it is used to count the number of colonies on a solid medium in a petri dish and indirectly for analyzing the total viable and non-viable count of microorganisms. So for the first step, connect it to the power supply and switch it on. Next, put a petri dish under the magnifying glass. Use the pen to count the colony by pressing the pen on the magnifying glass, and the count will be displayed at the top left screen. So let's watch the video. Okay, so that's all from me. Thanks for watching and bye.